Well, this is what I think, and what I want from you right now is just to approve this. And you don't have to exactly, but you just need to listen to me, listen to my thought, and give your thought back. And I don't know exactly how to do that. I don't know exactly how you should do that. Maybe you can leave a comments. But anyway, this is what I think. If you want to make a society smarter, it's not by making the school better. It's not by making the college better. But what I think the society needs to be done is they need to focus more on the industry and also make the invention that is going to be used by a lot of people. I'm going to give you some examples. We have the internet right now, and everybody has Google. Everybody has Google. And all of a sudden, when they were asked, who is the first president of United States? And obviously, we're not living in the United States, so we don't know. And what we do exactly is we are going to go to the internet. We're going to use Google to find out the answer. That's the skill. And it happened because of the invention, because of the Google was there. And the fact that the Google is available for a lot of people. I'm going to give you another example because the first example, it's a really bad example. Well, the second one is a marketplace. We have plenty of places right now. We have Alibaba, we have Amazon. People can sell things and it's really easy, right? So you can say that it's available for a lot of people. And then at this point, we have more businessmen. And what I mean by more businessmen is we're talking about the percentage. So we're not really talking about the numbers because as we know, the world right now is full of people. It has almost 8 billion people. Right now it's 7.5, 7.6. Who knows? And if you compare that with 120 years ago, it's not even 1 billion people that lived on Earth. So obviously, there are more businessmen right now. But I'm talking about the percentage. And you can say that, yeah, but there are also a factor of a freedom because we have almost all of us are free right now. It didn't happen 1.5 century ago. Well, it can be, but we also need to consider about the opportunity that we have because of these inventions that can be used globally. There are plenty of marketplaces. There are more opportunities for people to be a businessman, to be opening up their own business, and they learn because they need to crack the code. They need to know how the marketplace works, and they need to sell their things. So they learn about business, they learn about marketing, and it's the best thing that you can do if you want a society that knows about business. You want a society that knows about marketing, about business. That's what you do. It's not opening up the school. It's not opening up the college, or maybe creating a new major. I don't know. And that's exactly what happened 2 centuries ago. I'm gonna give you 2 names, and the first one is Eli Whitney. He's an American, and second one is Isaac Merritt Singer. Well, I'm gonna be talking about the first guy first. Well, Eli Whitney, he's a pioneer in interchangeable parts. So, they already had a gun in that period of time. But the problem is, the gun is a gun. It's not interchangeable. And then Eli Whitney realized that a gun is supposed to be something that you can tear them apart, and then you can change some parts of that, some components. So it became interchangeable. And this kind of thing can also be applied not only to gun. So this idea is really important. And then he's also a guy that invented and find cotton gin. Well, basically it's just a way producing cotton, right? And because of this invention, the people from the south of America can be more prosperous, can be more wealthy, but most of them are white people, and then black people became the slaves. This is part of the history that is really, really dark. Obviously, it's really, really bad. But anyway, even though that you can produce more cotton, but at the same time you need to take them from the farm. And white people at the time, they used black people to do that. So yeah. So it's just amazing that Ellen Whitney is a really important figure for Civil War of America, because at one time he made the south part of America more prosperous by his invention of cotton gin, but at a different time he's also finding the interchangeable part, which will make gun even more used by more people and easier to be used. And it made the north part of America, when Civil War happened, they won. So yeah, it's maybe he's the most important person in Civil War of America. And what I mean by important is it's not just a good influence, but also bad influence. But obviously he's doing that not for a black people to be slaves. So more white people have a reason to be to enslave black people. No, obviously his purpose is to make more money and to make the county wealthier. And second guy is Isaac Merritt Singer, and he's the first guy. He's actually the guy that added foot pedal to a sewing machine. So he improved the performance of sewing machine, and sewing machine can be easier to be used. And also he's a guy that did sales really, really different at the time. Maybe it's very common, or even right now, that kind of sales, that kind of way of selling things is being left because it's kind of old school. But he's the first guy, he's the first one to do that, and it's quite revolutionary at the time. So what he did was he's gonna hire a lot of salesmen, and then they're gonna ask these salesmen to go door to door to their candidate of customer, and they're gonna offer the sewing machine, and if they can't buy them, they're gonna offer a credit way. So the customer is gonna get the sewing machine without paying the full price, and they're just gonna pay the price, some part of that in a period of time. So it's credit, and it's pretty new at the time. And also I want to mention about Karl Pearson. He's an Englishman, and he wrote a book that he called as Grammar of Science. And Albert Einstein said that this is one of the most important book if you were a scientist. And he found a lot of terms that we use today if you learn statistics, such as correlation, skewness, courtois, and also chi-square. Chi-square is found by him. And he's actually a student of Galton. And he really admired Charles Darwin, so his work is really influenced by those two people. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening.